38 years old. A substitute. Supposedly retired. And he's about to dance his way into football immortality. Italia, 1990. Cameroon's indomitable Lions drew the reigning champions Argentina in the opening match. No one gave them a prayer. Not one. They beat Argentina. The holders. Then Roger Milla came off the bench, at 38 years old, and scored goal after goal, dancing at the corner flag each time like the world was his personal stage. Cameroon reached the quarter-finals, the first African nation to ever go that far. They lost to England, but they had already rewritten what was possible in football. Green fabric that danced, fought, and inspired a generation. Roger Milla and Cameroon showed Africa it belonged on the biggest stage of all. The Jersey Vault. Before a single ball was kicked, before a single whistle blew, this kid had already won the World Cup. Not the trophy. Something bigger. Every eyeball on the planet. USA, 1994. Nigeria's Super Eagles arrived at their first ever World Cup wearing a design so bold, so electric, the world stopped mid-sentence and stared. And they didn't just look good, they played breathtaking football. Okocha's dribbles left defenders dizzy. Amakachi powered through walls. They beat Bulgaria, they beat Greece, and the world fell in love. Rashidi Yekini scored Nigeria's first ever World Cup goal and grabbed the net, screaming with pure joy. An entire continent celebrated with him. Africa had arrived. Green fabric that represented something far bigger than Nigeria. An entire continent stepping onto the world stage loud, proud, and absolutely magnificent. The Jersey Vault. Opening day of the World Cup. The reigning champions step onto the pitch. Their opponents? A team making their debut. What happened next rewrote every prediction on the planet. 2002. France had Zidane, Henry, Vieira, the world champions. Senegal were first-timers. The result was supposed to be a formality. A warm-up exercise. But Papa Bouba Diop had other plans. He pounced on a loose ball and scored. Senegal led. And they held on, wave after wave, tackle after tackle, the champions couldn't break them. 1-0. The biggest upset the World Cup had ever seen on its very first day. Diop's jersey was laid on the ground, and the team danced around it in a circle. An entire continent danced with them. White and green fabric that announced to the world, the beautiful game belongs to everyone. Senegal's miracle on day one. The Jersey Vault. "10 million people. In the streets. At midnight. All wearing the same color. Red. Every single one of them, red." 2002. South Korea co-hosted the World Cup. Nobody expected them past the group stage. But when the Red Devils started playing, something extraordinary awakened across the country. They beat Spain. They beat Italy. Two European giants, toppled by a team wearing red and carried by the loudest fans on the planet. South Korea was in the semifinals. Streets became rivers of crimson. Strangers hugged. An entire country experienced pure, unfiltered joy. It wasn't just football anymore, it was a cultural earthquake that changed South Korea forever. Red that created the biggest party football has ever seen. Home advantage isn't a place, it's a heartbeat. 10 million strong. The Jersey Vault. 4 million people. Smaller than most cities. One tiny country on the Adriatic coast. And they made it all the way to the World Cup final. Russia, 2018. Croatia wasn't supposed to be here. But Luka Modric and his band of warriors in checkered red and white had other ideas entirely. They beat Nigeria. They destroyed Argentina 3-0. They knocked out England in the semi-final. Every round, every challenge, the checkered shirt kept marching forward. The final against France was a step too far. But back home in Zagreb, 1 million people lined the streets for their heroes. They hadn't won the cup, but they'd won the entire world's heart. Checkered red and white that proved size doesn't matter, heart does. Croatia, 4 million people, one impossible dream. The Jersey Vault. Germany, 4-time world champions. Spain, 2010 world champions. Japan, supposed to go home early. Nobody told Japan. Qatar, 2022. Japan drew the group of death. 2 former world champions in their path. Pundits around the globe wrote them off before kickoff. Game 1, Germany. Japan came from behind to win 2-1. The world blinked. Game 3, Spain. They did it again. 2-1. Both giants toppled by the samurai blue. And after each victory, the Japanese players cleaned their locker room and left it spotless. They didn't just win with skill, they won with dignity. Warriors with grace. Deep blue that showed the world respect and excellence walk hand in hand. The samurai blue, bowing to opponents, then beating them. The Jersey Vault.